Welcome to Deafblind Scotland's online classes as part of the Just Keep Going project. Deafblind member Ian will present to you a general knowledge quiz. Good luck!
Welcome everyone to Deafblind Scotland's very first online quiz. You will need a pencil and paper to take a note of your answers. Alternatively, just play along with us and answer the questions in your head. Stay tuned at the end of the 20 questions to find out how many of the questions you got right. Remember, no cheating, just put your mobile phones away. Good luck. Right then, quiz 1. Question 1. What is the name of Elvis's house? Question 2. From which movie does the song Edelweiss come from? From which movie does the song Edelweiss come from? Question 3. Question 3. How many players are there in a rugby league team? How many players are there in a rugby league team? Question 4. Name a flower that shares its name with part of the eye. 4. Name a flower that shares its name with part of the eye. 5. What is the name of a profession that makes hats? 5. What is the name of a profession that makes hats? 6. What is the Italian word for pie? Question 6. What is the Italian word for pie? Question 7. What is the name of the largest castle in the capital of Scotland? What is the name of the largest castle in the capital of Scotland? Question 8. What sea creature has 3 hearts and 8 arms? What sea creature has 3 hearts and 8 arms? 9. Which alcoholic drink is also the name given to the left side of a ship? What alcoholic drink is also the name given to the left side of a ship? In what year did World War II start? Question 10. What year did World War II start? Right. 11. In Greek mythology, whose face was said to have launched 1,000 ships? In Greek mythology, whose face was said to have launched 1,000 ships? Question 12. What famous detective was known to say, "Elementary, my dear Watson"? Which famous detective was known to say, "Elementary, my dear Watson"? 13. Complete the popular proverb, "A friend in need." Number 13. Complete the following proverb, "A friend in need." 14. Which flower can change its colour from blue to red by adding acid to the soil? Which flower can change its colour from blue to red by adding acid to the soil? Which almond cake is traditionally baked for Mothering Sunday? Which almond cake is traditionally baked for Mothering Sunday? What is the name, this is question 16, what is the nature of the, oh yes, what is the name of the profession of the person who puts shoes on horses? Right then. What is the national sport of Japan? Question 17. What is the national sport of Japan? Question 18. Complete the well-known simile. As poor as a? Complete the well-known simile. As poor as a. What is David Schwimmer's character in Friends called? What is David Schwimmer's character in Friends called? And last question is, which is the first book in the Old Testament? Now the answers are question 1, Graceland. Graceland. Question 2, The Sound of Music. The Sound of Music. Question 3, 13. 13. Question 4, Iris. Question 4, Iris. Question 5, milliner. The hat maker, milliner. Question 6, pizza. Pizza, Italian pie. Question 7, Edinburgh Castle. Edinburgh Castle. Right. Question 8, an octopus. An octopus. Question 9, port. Left side of the ship, port. And what year are we? 1939. 1939. Question 17. Helen of Troy. Helen of Troy. 12. Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. Question 13. Is a friend indeed. Is a friend indeed. 14. Hydrangea. That's the flower hydrangea. Question 15 is Seminole cake. Seminole cake. Question 16 is a farrier. A farrier. Question 17, sumo wrestling. Sumo wrestling. Question 18, church mouse. A church mouse. Question 19, Ross Geller. Ross Geller. And the last and final question, Genesis. Genesis. Well, how did you do? Type in the comment in the box below how many you managed to get right out of the 20. And please watch out for our Facebook page for our next quiz and more online classes for you to enjoy. Now, before we finish, we'll give you one last question. What is the longest word in the English language? It starts with S and finishes with S, but we'll hold the question till another quiz. Thank you and goodbye.